Right, I'm back again. I've had my tea. It were right lovely. Have you had your tea? Right, so we've got, let's just get on with it, Claire. Right, so we've got, so that, you'll see that is very similar. It's very similar to that bit, but Teddy Bear's a bit bigger. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, you sit there, you sit there nicely. Suck your thumb. Right, so Teddy Bear, and we've got these bits left. So we've got those bits left, and they are not going to be big enough for the head. So I am going to have to use the second sock. Right, so what I need is a big bit for the head. And I know that I used this dish to make this head. So I'm thinking that that's probably going to be... Let's hope it's going to be big enough. So I'm going to try using that again. But obviously, I'm going to have to open out this sock here. I'm going to have to open it out. Hopefully, it'll be big enough. So I'm just going to sort of cut. Let's cut that bit there. And so I can get a circle, obviously, I'm going to have to cut. Can you see what I'm doing? It's just I thought I was the only one that was bonkers, but it seems that other people are making sock things as well. You've got to make a sock. Got to make a sock thing for your baby because they're so lovely and soft. Right, so I'm opening that out. And so that's the nice outside bit. Hopefully that, oh God, that's only just big enough, isn't it? It's a good job I'm not having it any bigger than that. Let's go to that edge bit. So, draw around it with my little felt tip. And it's not exactly circular, this, with these little scallopy things on it, but it's the right size that I wanted. So, that seems to be a good head size. So, I haven't made this before, and I am just making it up as I go along. So, don't blame me if it turns out wrong. But the thing is, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a little bit of an odd shape already, but let's just see how we get on. Let's see how we get on. I found a lass on here. I think it's a Chinese lady. And she's, oh my God, she has made some crackers of things. She's made unicorns, she's made pandas, she's made pink panthers, and I have to make, I'll find it for you, I have to make the little lamb. I have to make the lamb, and I'm going to find it on here for you. Right, that's not it. Where is it? Oh my giddy aunt. If I can find it, I will do. But she makes she makes, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to turn the camera around because I've seen it now. Oh, and I love the music. Right, I'll put it. It's just, oh my God. Right, I'm going to show you this. I hope you can see on my computer, but I'm going to show you. Oh, can you see that? Sarah May's Now Goth. How cute is that? So I've ordered some white fluffy socks, and I'm going to make that because it's just too cute not to make. Right, shall I just get on with what I'm doing? Right, so what I've got left is I've made this out of that sock, and I've got that sock. So you've got to think about what you need, and I'm going to need some little, well, arms, but front legs, if you're being technically correct. But I also want... So, I don't know why, a little lumpy bit on there. A little lumpy bit where the toes are cut. Right, so what I want is I want another smaller circle. That'll do for that. You know, for the little muzzle. So I'm going to put that out because I can use that for the... Come on, Caesars. Don't be going blunt on me. You know the little, what do you call it? His muzzly, facey bit. Right, so that's going to be his head, and I have not got a clue. That's the inside of it. I haven't got a clue how this is going to turn out and if it's going to work out all right. But here we go. Is anybody there? Hi, Sue. How are you? Thursday. I'm off tomorrow, but I'm working at weekend. So remember the live tomorrow. I haven't really prepared anything other than pictures for our breastfeeding live. So I'll tell you what I know about breastfeeding. I'll tell you everything I know. Right, so we're cutting this out. And what you've got to remember, when you Google sock things to make on YouTube, when you're copying the things that are cute, just take note of where the eyes are and how the face is and how, you know, like whether the arms are longer than the legs. So I've got those two cut out. When I make the arms, they sort of maybe just need to be about that long. And I'm forgetting about something. I think that is long enough. And I tell you what, I nearly, look, I've not even cut that straight, have I? I tell you what I'm forgetting about, ears. I'm going to have to make some ears out of something. So can you see? Can you see? They're my spare bits. And I'm going to make my little arms out of these. So they're my spare bits and I need ears out of that. That's the head. And I'm not entirely convinced that's big enough, but we'll see, shall we? And I'm going to cut arms, I think, out of that. And I think I'm just going to go... just remember your arms. They're not going to be quite that fat because... Let's make sure that they're the same size. So you'll see when I do it a bit wrong. But I'm just going to cut them like little, just round off them bits. Round off them bits and we'll see. But there's just a proper cute. Let's see how this turns out because this is an Odget Bodget version of Summit. And I don't know whether it's going to turn out rubbish or not, but we'll see, shall we? And I can always cut some off the other end. I can always cut, so let's have them. And you can go, yeah, okay. So you can sort of check the length of the arms by doing that. So they're going to be his little arms, his head, his muzzle. Now then, let's use this bit. Now I'm going to need 2 double bits, aren't I? First of all, I'm going to turn it inside out because I don't really want the felt tip on that side. Now then, a good thing to do with ears is sort of pinch them together at the top, at the bottom. So let's see. So I need 2 ears. And I'm hoping this is, I don't know whether that's too big, but I'll have to just see. And then I'm going to need one the same. So I wonder if it'll work. Do you think it'll work if I just... I wonder if it'll work. See, that's not big enough now, is it? Is that not big enough? Oh, it is. It's just about big enough. I'll cut both the ears out together. I'm sure these scissors are going a bit blunt. I hope this is going to be big enough. I can't wait to make that little lamb. My daughter does think I have gone mad, don't you, Charlie? So that's a bit rubbish. But you just got to see. But I'm a bit worried they're not going to be big enough. So I've got 2 there to sew together. So we'll just leave those there. So we've got 2 ears. Can you see? Can you see? Hiya, Joanne. Hiya, Shell. Hi, Mandy. Right. What did I say that bit was for? Oh, I've got some spare bits. So I've got some little spare bits. If them ears are too little, I've got some spare bits. We'll see. I've got a feeling they're going to be tiny. So I'm going to do them like that. So I wonder if you're going to stick with me till I've made it. Right, let's do the head. Let's do the head. I need some cotton. Oh, it is nice and soft. But these socks that have come from the other side of the world somewhere, which isn't ideal. I did think I'd be able to get some from Matalan or something like that, but they're all like printed with stuff. And I do like using a nice big needle. I just find it so much easier. And I still prick myself with it. So that the head is so easy to do. Don't forget you're going to fill it full of that wadding. So, right, head. Make sure you don't go too near to the edge. Are you making one of these, Mandy, for your little granddaughter? Oh, she'd like one of those little baby ones, wouldn't she? So, let's go around like that. I don't know what's happened to that knot. That went a bit pear-shaped, didn't it? Let's cut it off. Right, so we're going round. And do you know what? I know this is really boring when I'm doing it in real time, but them time lapses, you can't see what's going on, can you? People go, they're easy to make. And I go, yeah, they're really easy to make. Really, really easy, because you can do it all like, nothing has to be straight, nothing has to be real. It's the thought that counts. I would love it if somebody made me a little teddy bear. What's that doing? You get the idea though, don't you? And all the midwives can make these because they can all sew. All the midwives can sew. And they should all, it's better than, sometimes I've been doing this while I've been watching telly, but I get a bit bored of watching telly. Do you not? Do you get a bit bored of watching telly all the time, box sets, and you know, there's about 5 billion channels, and sometimes there's nothing to watch. He's telling me I've got to watch that serpent. I can't be bothered with it. I can't be bothered with it. I'm not even joking. Look, see, that's too near the edge. I just felt that pull straight through it. So just be careful. But it should be all right. Let's see how big he's heading. I've got a sneaky suspicion this is not going to be big enough, and then I'm going to be in trouble then, aren't I? Let's hope his snouty bit is going to make up for it. Oh, that little lamb is so cute. I'm going to make that. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with all these toys. End up giving them away, won't I? Right, so we've gone all the way round. And this is how I did this dolly's face. But I used a pair of tights. Right. So we're making a big round circle, big bulbous head. And I don't think this stretches as good as the tights. So I've got a funny feeling this is not going to be nearly big enough. But you've got to see, haven't you? You've got to... Ooh. Ram it in. Right, let's see. See, it's quite puckered there. What do you think? Do you think that's going to be big enough? I think that's not going to be bad, actually. Is it? Oh, hello. I've got a doggy joined me. Say hello, Maddie. Say hello, Maddie. Right, so I'm happy with that. I'm not going to ram too much stuff in it. But remember, right, like push your little stray bits on the outside. And this little trick. Right, so it doesn't all unravel dead quick. When you go through it like that, wrap your bit of cotton round it a couple of times when you pull it out the other side, and it'll just hold it a bit better. Look, see, it doesn't unravel. Doesn't unravel, you see. So I went through it like that, and I wrapped it round a couple of times, and it'll just hold it nice. So you can see that's quite a neat little ball, isn't it? Do you see what I mean about you can't see any little edges, can you? But just because it gets a bit frayed, this stuff, I always go over it a good few times so it doesn't unravel, because, you know, we've got to be careful that it doesn't all just fall apart if you give it to someone. And one of the things is, I've realised with these efforts, is that this one's all right because it's just got bits of stitching, but what I'm going to use for this is the little tiny little beads. So you've got to be careful about not making sure you don't give it to little ones with the beads. I think they're just ones that can just sit on the shelf until they're a bit older. Right, so let's just go through that. Right, there we go. Hey Sarah, are you with me? So you can sort of mould it, and I'm going to sew it onto there, just by that bit there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to see, so there's his head, Hi Talia, hi Tracy, hi Debbie. So what I'm going to do next, so I'm quite happy with the size of that. So you find yourself something that was similar size to that. I'll tell you what size it is for my sock. So that is like 12.5 centimetres across. That's what I've used. And this one, it's a candle lid, and that one is like 7.5 across centimetres. So let's see. Oh, that should be long enough to do this bit. Oh, honestly, you can't even, it doesn't look messy at all. It just really hides it well. And this material is so soft. I think it was either £6 or £8 for about 8 pairs, I think. So teddy bear, because Olivia asked me about a teddy bear. Can you make a teddy bear? Hello, lovely girl. My doggy. Right. So I'm going to do exactly the same again. Go round, go round, go round. Oh, I do like doing this. I don't know why all of a sudden I've got into sewing. It's not like I'm a big sewer. Can't make clothes. I don't mind doing it because it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I couldn't make clothes like my mother-in-law makes clothes. What are you doing, Chloe? What are you doing? So, go around like that. It's Chloe's birthday on. When's it your birthday, Chloe? On Sunday? Is it well, hang on. So it's 4th, 5th. Oh, it's a birthday on Sunday. My number 2 daughter is going to be 26. So old I am. So old. I can see what you're writing. So will someone talk to me, please, so I don't feel like such an absolute loser. Right. So that's going to be his muzzle. Oh, I don't know, what do you call that squishy bit on a bear's face? I don't know. What do you call it? Hi, Sue. So let's see what happens when we shove that in there. Sarah Goff, you're not watching now, are you? Because you're too busy having a disco in your kitchen. And Sarah, by the way, thank you so much for your lovely message. Right, so if we think about... Let's see how this goes. I think I'm going to have to sew that on. Should we take some stuffing out? Because I think that's too fat. It's too sticky out, isn't it? Maybe it doesn't need to be. Needs to be a bit squishy. What do you think? Well, it'd be all right it'd be all right. That's what you have to think when you're making these. It'd be all right. It'd turn out all right. Right, so let's squidge it up. Pull the drawstring. Go round it. Pull it tight. And that just holds it. It's like magic. Hello. Nobody talking. What y'all doing? Of a Thursday night in lockdown. Oh my God. Has everybody come to terms with actually the fact that we're in 2021 and we're locked in our homes? I cannot believe. My friend phoned me today and just, you know, to catch up. And it's just amazing, isn't it, how long it's been since you've seen your friends and gone out with them. And, you know, my best friend, Debbie, you know, I would always go camping with her. Don't you miss things like that? Let's hope that this summer's going to be lovely. Let's hope we get a bit of nice weather. It'd be nice to have some nice weather like we had last year, won't it? Right, so I'm just going to go over that. Right, and you lot can all tell me to stop if you're sick of me making sock things, because I am aware that I am slightly bonkers. I'm just moulding that into a better shape, but I'm just thinking, if that goes on there like that, and that goes on there, I think that sticks out a lot, and it kind of looks a bit weird out of proportion, doesn't it? So let's make his head let's squidge it into a better shape, bit taller shape. And that like that. And that's going to have to, let's squidge that down a bit as well. So that's squidged down. I've squashed that down, and when I sew it on, I think what I'm going to do, because that's going to be easier to sew it on, I think that's going to be easier to sew on first. And we're getting there now. And the good thing, don't you agree? Good thing about these kinds of videos is you can just flick through and see what it looks like at the end if I've actually made it that far. And then I'll show you how I normally... Do you know, when you get old, your eyes don't work, do they? So all you lot with young eyes, enjoy them while you've got nice young eyes that can thread a needle. What is there on telly that I can watch tonight? Oh, sick of seeing the news in the morning. I watch more news and don't know what, and, you know, sometimes gets you on a right downer, doesn't it, when you keep watching too much news. Right. So what we're going to do now... Oh, I've just cut the knot off that. What an absolute moron. Right. What an idiot. I'm just cutting half the knots off, that's all. Right, so, obviously, the little scaggy bits there, you don't want to be seen. So I'm just going to stick that right through the middle. Right, and then the way I'm going to sew the head on is I'm going to go through that, through the head, through the body, through the head, through the body, through the head. So here we are. So I'm sort of holding it in position. Can you see? Can you see? So I'm going through the head, through the body, through the head, through the body. So I do a couple at a time. You just have to hold it in place. I'm down through the head, through the body, through the head, and out. So, and I will go round it a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and secure. And please bear with me because I haven't made this before, and I don't know what it'll turn out like. I think it's not going to be my best work. That's what I don't think it's going to be as good as Gertie or Nora or whatever she's called. I Don't know what she's called. Because I like Gertie or Nora. I can't decide what she's going to be called. So I'm just going to go round again and just make sure it's really nicely, securely sewn on. Oh, cute. And the nice thing is even if it's not that good, right, you can always make it look a bit better by you just put a bow round its neck and it makes it look all fancy. But this is with you in mind, Olivia, if you ever watch this. And I want to see you making a teddy bear for your little baby. Right, so I'm going to just, that's secure enough. And I'm not even joking you, I'm not entirely convinced this is, I think you lot could make a better one than me. I do. Oh, hang on, why don't we just, instead of tying it off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it there and go through the middle. And come out there, silly woman. Right, so this bit here, and in an ideal world I'd put a proper little nose piece on there, but I haven't got a nose piece. Right, so I'm hoping that's gonna turn out all right. So I'm gonna go with the same principle. Make sure his thingy bits all. Let's see if this works. It's not a bit fiddly, that's all. But it don't matter because you can't see it because it's fluffy. You can't see it, it'll be all right. Bits of fluff everywhere. So this is a bit more fiddly, so I'm going in there and in there. So hopefully I'm going to do it all the way around. In there. In there. Right, let's see how it's turned out. Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Are you going to watch this later? Then you can speed it up to the good bits, like the bits at the end. I don't know whether I need to go through it, around it again. Let's see. Oh, it's not that bad, is it? It's not that bad. What's this teddy bear called? I want to call him Jeff, but I call everything Jeff. I'll still hold it on till you've got all the way around. Look, see, you can't even see me stitching, can you? Oh, excellent. I bet one of our consultants at the hospital could make one of these, our lovely Andrea, because she's good at making stuff. And Dr. Legg, she's very, very good at sewing. Right, let's just go around that again. Make sure it's nice and secure. Is that bit sticky out in it? Well, what do you think? Does that stick out too much? I'm going to go around again just to make sure it's nice and secure. Oh, sorry it's boring, but I can't find a way of doing it like they do on YouTube. You know, where they just do it a bit sped up. I can't do it. I'm not techno savvy. Can't do it. So you'll just have to put up with me like this. Well, this week's been boring. I haven't got stuck on any farms. Ooh, I do enjoy my job. Oh, it is lovely, some of the little villages around where I live. Right, so I'm going to go round. Hey, and you know what? I might... Oh, no, I can't do that. Right, let's just tie it off. I was going to do the arms, but I haven't even made the arms yet. I haven't even made the arms, you silly woman. Right, shall we make the arms? Shall we make the arms next? And I'll take it down to show my husband what I've made him. What made you, little teddy bear? Right, how do you think he's coming along? Sarah, I'm missing you. Oh, look, you see, his legs a tiny bit. But he's looking good, isn't he? What do you think? What do you think? Right, so there he is, little Jeffrey. Little Jeffrey. Do you want some arms, Jeffrey? Right. Come on, I need a longer bit of effort on here. Let me have a bit of my brew. Right. Now it's got a knot in it. Right, and there's his ears. Can you see? Can you see little Jeffrey? Do you know, this is how I talk to myself all the time. This is no different, only that I'm sharing it with you. I'm always sat here talking to myself. I'm sat here talking to myself now. Hiya, Suzanne. How are you? God, do you know all these people that you like haven't seen for ages? I'm so lucky to have my job. You ladies, right? I'll tell you something now. You pregnant ladies. I know you've been finding it hard, but you're keeping me going. You're keeping me going because I love seeing you. I've had such a nice morning in my clinic. Seeing all the lovely ladies doing so well. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Right, who's making a teddy bear tonight? I have no clue how this is going to turn out. Right, we're doing arms now. Did I turn them the wrong way around? Oh, I don't know which way is. It's that way, isn't it? It's that way. It's that way. Right, so I'm going to just start at this bit. And what I was doing is I was going over a stitch over like that. But if you do it over like that, it just pulls through the, you know, just pulls through the frayed edges. So you're best doing like whatever it is, running stitch or whatever it's called. And this was the nearest to kind of a neutrally teddy bear colour. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we've got another fabulous fun day of painting to do. And the oak tree room, we didn't get to finish it because, funnily enough, there was a lady having a baby in there. So I hope she liked looking at the tree. And then the wisteria, I thought, oh God, got a bit carried away with that wisteria, didn't I? And I am sorry, but I'm going to go back right round this because, just quickly, just because I think it'll just hold it a bit better, because it's a bit, I'm going to do it dead quick going round that way. I don't want his arms to all fall to bits. Oh, come on now, Claire. So I could sit here all night watching these YouTube things. People watch YouTube, get obsessed with all sorts of things, and I'm getting obsessed with making silly sock animals. Right, and I'm going to have to order some. Come on now, I'm going to have to order some pink socks because I'm going to have to make a Pink Panther one, and I do promise to make a unicorn one. Right, so that's one little army whammy for little Jeffrey. Are you all right, Jeffrey, there? Not going anywhere. You can't see and you can't eat your food. He's got no arms yet. Right, and hello, Sarah. Are you there, Sarah? Sarah Goff. Sarah Goff, are you there? You're not even there, are you, Sarah? Thought you were my mate. Right, let's go around this. So we're going round. There is one on here that I was looking at before. It was a panda, which was quite cute. But I don't have any black and white fluffy socks. Oh, I'm absolutely amazing. Amaze balls. The ones that she's made, this girl. And there's a cute little lamb one. Definitely going to make that. And there's a really, really cute little piglet one. And it looks like Piglet out of Winnie the Pooh. It's so cute. Made out of a fluffy sock. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Right, let's go back the other way. Right, back the other way. So on the way back, you can go a bit bigger and a bit faster. Because no one cares. No one cares if it's the thought that counts. I'm not making these for anyone, so I'm just showing you how easy it is. How easy it is. Let's go round, let's go round again. So 2 doodahs rounds seems to be enough to hold it. And then obviously you're just going to do this. Oh, Renee. Are you all looking forward to my breastfeeding talk tomorrow? I've got my big knitted boob to show you. Right, so you're in agreement that we need to turn these back out the other way. Right? Turn these round the other way. Now then, doesn't that look exactly like a teddy bear arm? And I think I'm quite happy with that. He has got quite a big fat belly, but you know, who cares? It's been locked down. Right. Is that my husband come to find me? Oh, is he having a bath? Or a shower? Oh, I think he's just having a shower. Are you just having a shower? Right, I'm nearly done here anyway. I'm making you a special teddy bear called what was it called? Jeff. That's how bad my memory is. Can't even remember what I've just said. Right. So, little sausages. See, little sausage arms. And my lovely mother-in-law, Mary, I got this stuffing off you, Mary, didn't I? Because I ordered some and it didn't come in time, and I was so impatient. I wanted to make things, and I keep forgetting to order some, Mary, but to give it you back. But oh, I just keep making toys and stuffing. You know, if my husband stands still long enough, I'll stuff him. Right, so when you're making your arms, right, be mindful and spend a few minutes just seeing if you think they're about the even right size. You might want to just take a little bit out. Let's see if his sausage arms are about, you know, they don't have to be perfect, do they? But it'd be nice if he had, oh, they look huge. He looks like Hulk. Right. So I think what I might do, you know, this one's hand is sewn to her face, and a little, there's a stitch in there just holding the feet together, and I think I stitched down the arm. So I think I'm just going to, let's just sit there. I'm just going to sew. Oh, it's me flashing lights that I've got behind me. I wondered what was flashing. I am going a bit mad. I know I'm going a bit mad. So I'm looking forward to painting. So if I get in the room with the oak tree, what I'll be painting on Monday. Well, Monday I really want to finish off the oak room. And what I've got to paint in the oak room is one quite realistic bunny rabbit that you're going to be able to see. So I want to do it really well for you. So it'll only be a bunny, but I want to take my time with it and make it look quite, say realistic, but I hope it turns out all right. I get really, do you know how nervous I get painting in those delivery rooms? I get so nervous because I think, what am I going to look like if it turns out rubbish? So anyway, so far it's not been so bad. I think I've been kind of all rightly pleased with what I've done. So right, Jeff, you sit there. And so we're doing the same here, going round and round, round and round the garden like a teddy bear. So we're just going round, easy peasy, easy peasy. And then you don't need to, because it's fluffy socks, you don't need to worry about it being all, cranky, fluffy edges. But just try and tuck them in. Can you see? It's not easy. You might have to pull it a little bit. Pull it a little bit, and then, can you actually see what I'm doing? Try and push it in. Push them little fluffy bits in. And then there, can you see? We've done it. So let's just, and then you can sort of mould them. So remember to wrap it round and that'll hold it. That just holds it nice. And then you can go round it a few times. That's the knotty bit. Let's cut that off. Oh, right. So I'm just securing this. And then I'm gonna sew his little arm on, and I can. That'll be all right. Hello, you all right, Maddie? I do kind of think that his little arms have just ended up ginormous, but I'm just gonna sew them down. It'll be all right. Be all right on the night. So let's have that one there. Don't blame me if it goes all wrong when you do it, you know. You've just got to take your chances, haven't you? Right, so I'm going to have that there. So I'm going to sew it on. So in there, and in his arm, And sometimes when you sew it down, it just sort of squishes it all together and it doesn't look so bad. I think I'm sort of going the wrong way round this. Let's just turn it round the right way, because I'm being silly. Right, so we're actually going the way we want to go. So I don't want his arms like sticking out like he's a airport controller. So let's try and sort of sew them down a bit, but I still want his arms to stick out. Well, I kind of think, you know, there's worse things to do, isn't there, with your time than making little bits and bobs. And it is, you know, all joking aside, the reason why I do this is because it's really therapeutic and it's good for your mental health. And we just need to do anything, don't we, to keep sane at the moment. Because it's not easy, is it? Right, so you can see, and I'm going to go around it again. You can see it's a bit sticky out, isn't it? And it's a bit of a fat arm. But, you know, what can you do when your boots leak? What can you do? So I'm going round him again. Under there. Under here. Oh, I love this so much because you can't see how rubbish the stitching is. Well, it's not neat, but it's secure. I'll give you that. Right, so what I'm going to do is I think... That's proper fat, that, isn't it? So I think what I'm going to have to do is... I'm going to sew the other one on and then see how I want to position his little arms. He's proper little fatty, isn't he? And we'll sew his little fat legs together. I should have just cut that further up there and then his legs would have been a bit longer. But I haven't, so add cheese, Buster. Right then. Hi Irene, how are you? How are you this evening? You come to see my teddy bear? I've made a teddy bear, right, Irene? And he's got fat arms, but what can I do about that? So I'm going to sew that bit up. Sew it up, sew it up, sew it up. And I just think, do you know what? When they're a bit rubbish, I think it makes them funny. When they go a bit wrong and they've got fat arms and fat legs, and like Sarah made one, and she said the bunny rabbit's tail looked a little bit rude, didn't it, Sarah? No one's even talking to me tonight. So just sewing that on there, and then I should have enough. I think I've got enough cotton there just to sew that on. And do you know what? You know, just because he's a bit deformed, I still love him. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just trying to figure... I'll have to turn him to me so I can see what I'm actually doing. Right. I'm going to just try and sew that on there. What can you do? I'm trying my best here. So I'm under pressure because you lot are all watching. That's the problem. So I'm rushing. But, you know, if I can do it in... I don't know, it's not took me long, has it? But my daughter says, Mum, pack it in, stop making sock things. You've done enough, people going to think that you're just going mad. And then Sarah says, no, keep making them, keep making them. Well, but I am a bit crazy like that. I will do these and do these and do these, so I'm sick to the back teeth of them. And then I'll go on to something else, and something else will tickle my fancy. And I'll make those instead. And I was going to show you how to paint a tree as well at some stage, but I haven't got round to doing that. Have you ever tried watercolours? Watercolours are so nice and relaxing. Right, going round again. I'm going to run out of cotton here. I know I am. I thought that was that cat again. That cat scares me half to death. It just appears at the window. Daughter's cat. Right, I'm going to sew that off now. So I'm going to figure out... I think I'm going to just leave his arms for a minute till I have a think about what to do with them, because they're just flailing about a bit at the moment. Look, aren't they? So let's have a see. See, he has got... Oh, he's got proper beefy arms, hasn't he? So I think what we need to do... I think I do need to sew his arms down because they're a bit... Oh, he's like a weightlifter. Look. Right, let's not give up on him. Let's not give up on him. Right, it's going to come good in a minute. I know it is. Right, should we do the ears? Because we're nearly there now. We're nearly there. You can't just give up. Can't give up on him now. But, you know. So if I was to make another one with all the other socks that I've bought, I would make his arms probably a little bit slimmer. But, you know, as we all know, we'll put a little bit of weight on in lockdown. Why is that spinning round like that? Excuse me. I've had my tea, fish and chips. Very unhealthy tea. We're trying to empty the freezer though. Right. Let's just tie that in a knot and I've done with it. Right, so the ears, on some of these online, they've stuffed the ears, but I think that looks a bit weird. Fat ears. Fatty, little fat teddy bear ears. Just tie me knot. Right, so you know we've got 2 little bits, so I think he's going to have massive arms and tiny ears. That's what I think. I think I've got this a little bit wrong. Let's see. What's going on there? Get rid of that. Right, come on, Claire. Come on, we're on the home straight now. Do you know, I don't know how come you lot still watching me, because I'd be bored to tears, and I can't believe it's 8:20 already. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Right, so I am going to go around it again. So we'll just do this dead quick. And so what I'm going to do is turn these ears the other way round, but I'm not going to stuff them. I don't think I'm going to stuff them. She says, maybe I'll put a little bit in. To give them a bit of stiffness, maybe. Let's see what they look like. Right, that's one done. Let's turn it the right way around. I told you he was going to have tiny little ears. Told you, didn't I? I'm not happy with them, to be honest. I'm not happy with them. They're too little. So, they are too little. And the thing is, when you cut them out like that, they do look like they're going to be bigger. But don't forget, you've got to sew around there, and then what I want to do is squidge them like that. But can you see, I'm really not happy. That's far too small, so I'm going to abandon them, and let's have a see if we can fashion 2 more ears. Let's have a see. I'm sure we've got enough here. I'm sure we've got enough. So just need, do you know what I should do? I should just, thingy, shouldn't I? So if we think that's too small, let's, and I know that doesn't it look ginormous, that? But I'm going with that. That looks ginormous, and obviously what I'm going to do, a sneaky little trick, if I can find my scissors. Where's my scissors? Who's took my scissors? Oh, right, let me just use this. Right. So one thing you can do, if you get, you know, if you get it down the middle, you can go like this, can't you? And then, you know, it's the same sort of shape. So you'll see, you do live and learn, but I can't have him having ginormous arms and then titchy little. Oh, they're going to be ginormous, aren't they? Let's trim this down a bit. And it's just about finding out of your bits, because I've got loads of bits actually here, so there's going to be enough for all these ears. So it's just a case of finding how we can fit fit 4 on. So let's, yeah, there were just 2. There's no point making it when you've got this far. You've got to just, oh, see there, loads. Let's just go with it. And you just have to make sure you sew it. Right, so we've got 1, 2. I think this is going to do. It's not going to, I've not forgotten any bits, I hope. I haven't got any other bits to do. Right, let's see. This, I tell you now, is only just big enough. Yeah, that just not working, that, is it? They're titchy, witchy. They're no good for anybody, are they? Why have I got bits of... Right, so don't forget that you need 4 of them for the ears. And I'm just going to have to go super quick now because you lot will all be like... gone to bed, won't you? They'll all gone to bed. Right, should we use these little scissors just to cut them out nice? But they just needed to be. So that's lesson for you all. Allow for your seam. Allow for your seam. So yeah, make a little cardboard effort if you want. Cardboard template thing. And then you know you got them all the same. So I'll cut them out. I'm bored of this now. I'm not even joking. It's the pressure. It's the pressure. Right, so we've got, obviously you want the nice side in. So 2 ears there and 2, well, 1 ear there and 1 ear here. 1 ear here. Hello. Anyway, I'm going to shut up in a minute. Because I'm annoyed with myself for doing that. And I'm annoyed with myself for doing fat arms. But, you know, this stuff, these socks, this fluffy bed sock material, it is so soft. So soft and really feels quite tactile. Right, let's get rid of all these rubbish bits. Right, there's our abandoned ears, and as you can see, we've gone big time on them. So middle in there. So we've got new ears. See, look, that looks ginormous when they're just first cut out, but they look all right when they're sewn. And that bit there is just where the toe of the sock is. Not ideal, but you can't see it on the outside. Right. Right, so we've got the manky bits. I will try and go fast for you because I know I'm boring you. But I haven't got that thing, that speed it up doodah. I don't know how to do it. One day, somebody will show me, won't they? So, got one done there. Am I going to have enough to go back round the other way? I'm going to try. Don't matter, does it? Don't matter if it's don't quite reach the other end. It'll be right. It's a good job we're not having any quality control in it. But I approach my sewing like I approach my cooking. Just chuck it all, it'd be right. It'd be right. It's made with love. It's rustic. See, I have got... They're not even going to be the same shape, these, are they? Right. There we go. Ray, one done. Right, shall we see? Shall we see if that actually looks... That's more like it, isn't it? You see? You see where I'm going with this, don't you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip those together, right? And you can see, can't you? That is a much better size for that little teddy. So I'm really pleased with those, because that little stupid one was little and stupid. So let's quickly sew the next one. And do you know what? I don't think it benefit with any stuffing in it. I think it might look a bit stupid. Right, we're nearly there. I'm going to have to do some embroidery for his nose though, because I haven't got a proper thing. And then I'm going to get my pyjamas on and sit in front of the fire. That's what I'm going to do. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Dogs will come and have a little cuddle. Oh, it's there. Right, let's see how Teddy Bear... I mean, homemade is good. But the thing is, do you know what the thing is? If you make one of these for your little baby, or any babies in the family, just to put on the shelf, do you know, there'd be such a lovely, thoughtful thing to make, because even with all its quirky, funny, big fat arms, it'll be one of a kind. It'll be one of a kind. Haute couture, is that what they call it? Right, let's go fast round here. It's only in here. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see? Oh my God. What you have to do round... Look, see, it's put a knot in itself. How has it done that? It always does this. I've only pulled it through. How's it knotted itself? Oh! Silly. How's it done that? I'm not happy. Oh, this is boring, isn't it? Right, well, if I get my knickers in a twist... Oh... I think I might just have to cut that off. So it goes round there. Right, let's just... It's got a knot on it, so it can't come out. There, that'll have to do. We're going back round it anyway, so it'd be right. Oh, I can hear the clock ticking. Clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. What side's that on? Sarah, are you watching, Sarah? Right, let's go back around the other way. I don't know what that bit there's doing, so I'm just going to cut it off. It'd be right. My mother-in-law told me about a crafting programme, right, that was on BBC 4. She said it was really good. Really good it is. Crafting, whatever it is called. And I watched it, and I don't know whether it was just me, but they just cut out pieces of card with a scalpel, like the initials. Did anybody see it? And I thought, it's not exactly exciting TV, is it? I thought it was a bit... Well, I don't know. Shut up, Claire. Anyway, people would love a programme making sock animals, wouldn't they? Right, so we're getting there now. I'm sorry it's taking me so flipping long. Right, so we've got another ear there, haven't we? And I'm going to nip it together and show you how we're nipping it together. Let's get all those scraggy bits out of the way. So, nipping it together, it just gives the ear a bit of shape, really. So you've got this. Get all the little fluffy bits out. So what you're going to do is you're just going to sew together those two ends. So go from the inside, and it's only a couple of stitches. It's not anything amazing. Just right at that to nip it together. I'll just go through it a couple more times. And then, so you've got your ear shape. Actually, I'm going to go up a little bit. So it's more pronounced. See what I mean? So I've got a little ear shape there. I don't know how well this camera sort of shows you things that I'm doing. But anyway, right. So I could just go on to the other one and do the other one, but seeing as I've got my thread in there, I'm going to take it back through the bottom. And I'm going to dare to sew his ears on. So the thing is, what I was doing at first, when I first made that Harry, I started sticking bits on, like the limbs in place, with the hot glue gun. But all it does is it's lovely and soft, this stuff. And I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh, that's that felt tip pen, isn't it? Look at the colour of my hands. So it just makes it really hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press his ear on there. I'm just going to sew it on. Because it does. Sewing it on is absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. And it's strong enough as long as you go round it enough times. I don't know what the position will be like, but I'm going to go round. Same sort of thing as we've done to sew the head on. And the thing is, the position of the ears, you just need to make sure you have them pretty symmetrical. So we'll go around that one. So who knows what it's going to turn out like. You'll be the first to know. You'll be able to give me a rating out of 10 for my first attempt at a teddy bear. But the thing is, it's only a pair of socks, and you can just do another one. So can you see you've got a teddy bear with fat arms, and we're going to do something with those fat arms. I'm going to do something. Do you know what I'd like him? Do you know what you could even do? I've got these little things here. You could even, couldn't you? You could even have him holding some flowers or something. Couldn't you? Should we do that? But then I think what I might have to do is, come on, Claire, 3. How about 3? Because, so if we sewed his arms together like that and we sewed his feet together, I'm thinking that might be a plan. But before I sew that other ear on, I'm going to turn my glue gun on, because I can't sew those on. Those will have to be stuck on. Let me get my glue gun out of here. Everything's handy around here. Everything's handy. Let me turn that on. And let's stick that out of the way. While I'm sewing his ear. While I'm sewing his ear, Where's my needle gone now? Oh, there it is. While I'm sewing his ear and his eyes, my glue gun can be warming up, because I'm getting very optimistic now about all this. I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to turn out all right. And I think remaking those ears, can you see? Remaking the ears was a good decision. And it was just lucky we had enough left, wasn't it? Lucky we had enough left. Oh man, come on. This thread gives me as much trouble as anything. Right, so I've turned my glue gun on. And I suppose you could try and sew them with something, or you could use like these jobbies here. You can sew them on, they're just fabric little efforts. It's only because I need to sort his arms out. I need to sort his arms out because he's been beefing up too much and his arms are too ginormous. And is that going to go with that? I'm not sure. I've got some better, more golden ribbon. I've got goshy wash. I got this yellow out to use to go around his neck, but I'm not happy. It doesn't match the middle of them. So I know I have got some more goldeny coloured ribbon that I just bought recently that'll do absolutely great. Right, come on. Oh, do you know what? I don't know what is wrong with me. I can't even tie a knot anymore. Can't even tie a knot anymore. Never mind make a little lamb. Or even a teddy bear. Right. Let's crack on with this other ear. Put my sleeve down because it's got a little bit chilly up here. Got chilly up here. So what were we doing? Do you remember what we were doing? So we're just pinching that together to make an ear shape. Are you ready? I would love to know if any of you guys are actually going to make some things. I know I've seen Marie's sock bunnies, which are amazing. And I've seen Sarah's sock bunny with a rude part on it. So naughty, Sarah. Right, is that up as much as the other one is? Yeah, I think so. So, you make sure you get him. You want him to have a symmetrical head. So, you just go like that. I know he's upside down, but you get the idea, don't you? So, hold his ear in place and off we go. Off we go, off we go, off we go. I hope this little Jeffrey, I hope he turns out all right. I want you to be all right, Jeffrey. So I'll just hold it in place because you can't have him having wonky ears, can you? Right, I want all of you making sock teddy bears. They're not hard, are they? They're really not hard. I've just got, I don't know, but a bit obsessed by it. I think it's because I found those really good eyes, the black bead eyes, and I just think it gives them a really good expression. So I think I've put the link on before, because Sarah, you asked me, didn't you, where I got those. Right, so where are we going with this? Let's pull that down a little bit. I want that to go down there. I want his ear to go down a little bit more. There we go. Let's pull it down. I told my husband, I said, it'll only be a minute. He said, you've been sat there making them. He thinks I've absolutely lost the plot. I have though, haven't I? I think lockdown does funny things to everybody, and this is what it's done to me. This is what it's done to me. At least, you know, I haven't gone completely mad, have I? Well, my daughter thinks I have. Maybe I'm making all these things so that I've got some friends to talk to. Oh dear. Right, I can smell my hot glue gun heating up now. So let's have a look how those ears have gone. Right, so I'm going to show you the the real importance of getting your sort of things the right size. And I think his arms are a little bit fat. However, so the first lot of little ears that we did, they just would have looked totally out of proportion. They would have been like proper tiny. So that's why we abandoned those. And he's got some, you know, especially he's got his beefy arms. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, I'm getting a bit excited now because I'm going to do something with his arms. And we're going to just disguise them a little bit because they're a bit on the beefy side. And then the finishing touch will be his eyes and his nose and his mouth. So let's sew his. So I'm going to just his little. So I'm just going to try and make sure they're as long as they can be. So all I'm doing now is pulling the stuffing. It seems a bit cruel, but I'm just pulling the stuffing up into his legs a little bit. And all I'm going to do is just that. So his legs are sewn together. I don't know why it just makes them look a little bit cute, I think. I think it just makes them look a little bit dainty. So sewing his feet together. Poor fella. You get the thing going on, don't you? So he's got his little feet together. Can you see? Right, we need to sort out these brutish arms. I think we're gonna. I've got a plan. So I'm really gonna try and. So with these beefy arms that I'm trying to sort out because they're too beefy, right, I'm going to sort of try and sew them down like that, and then I'm going to cheat and... So I'm going to almost put a little bend in them, and I'm going to sew them to his belly. It's a good job he's not got feelings, isn't it? So we're going to see how that pans out. And... maybe I should just do a massive raffle for all these little things that I've made. You do know that I'm still raising money for the unit. We're still raising money. So let's see. Little, I've forgotten his name. What did I say his name was? Is this thing still actually rolling? Right. So we're going to go on the arms. So let's put his arms in there. I'm sorry, but what can I do? Right. So let's go down there and up there, through the other side. You see what I'm doing, don't you? See what I'm doing? I do like this big fat needle. I do like it. Just don't feel half as fiddly as some of the little tiny ones feel. Right, so I've got that going on, and then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to, oh, it's just a fluffy bit. So I'm going to actually sew his arm down there. That would be his elbow. Oh, don't even bother. Oh, I don't know where that's come from. Well, there's bits all over him from just the little bits of cotton that is on the desk. So I'm just sewing his... Yes, I've not even got him. I'm forgetting what I'm doing, that I'm actually showing you what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to go right through the other side. I'm going to go right through the other side. So I've gone right through the other side, so I don't have to tie it off, and then he can be... Right, so I was tying his other elbow down, because he's trying to make him look a bit slimmer. Poor lad. Right, let's just tie that off and see how that looks. Right. Oh, he's turning quite cute, isn't he? Does he look quite cute? He doesn't look so bad, does he? So I think I'm going to put his eyes there, but I'm going to stick these on. 2 there like that, and 1 there like that. Do you think another one? Do you think 3 or maybe 4? Let's see. Should we just stick? Right. I never expected to do a thingy one. Right, glue gun. So this isn't ideal for a child's toy, I get you, but it's not for any child. You know, it's just going to sit on the shelf. But a lot of these on the YouTube channels, they do like using a lot of glue. Hot glue gun sticks anything to anything. You have got to be careful of your fingers. But it dries dead quick as well. It's so nice to use. So there we go. Right, so that's there. Little Jeffrey. Little Jeffrey. Right, Jeffrey. We'll put your what's-the-names on. We'll put your ribbon on in a minute, but I'm going to sew his eyes on. So I'm thinking he does need the biggest. So they are bead eyes. If you Google bead eyes, these are from the Makers, spelt with a double S. So this is where you lose all your beads for your eyes. Look, they're running away. Come here. So what we should do is put them in there like that. Right, come on. You're probably better using a thinner needle. Let's use a thinner needle for that. Look, bleach. This is my bleachy top. I need to bleach a bit more, actually, because the dogs keep going out and shaking everywhere, and it's all mucky all up my white walls. But we're nearly there now with him. We're nearly there with him. What time is it? It's nearly 9 o'clock. Oh, he's going to say he's not upstairs doing that all night. I'm happy doing it. It's keeping me out of trouble. Keeping me out of trouble. And it does. I tell you what, if you know, I started doing this when I was doing dry January. And I tell you what, it's just good to keep your hands occupied. You're not worrying about having a glass of wine. Right. So what you can do is sort of, I like pressing in to see where he's, because the eyes will look different, will give different expressions if you put them in different places. So I think I'm going to put his eyes right down there. So I'm going to, let's have that first. And let's see how this turns out. So it is, let's see, I need to go a bit tighter. that needs to pull in, so I'm thinking if I go to the other side, where's his other eye gonna be? It's gonna be there, and then if I pull them tight, it might pull them in, so there's like a bit more sunken in, if you know what I mean. It's like that. That's what I mean. I know what I mean. I know what I mean. So let's just see if we can get this one to go a bit tighter. So through his little beads. I'm going to go back through there. I'm going to pull that tight. Pull this one tight as well. Quite like them quite tight. Ah, it's rather cute. Right, let's go through that one again. Let's see. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. Not sure whether his ears look like he's an elephant or something. Right, so I'm just going to tie it off now before I do any more damage. Right, come on. Come on. Right, let's just tie it off and have done with it. You've got to be brutal with your little toys while you're making them. Be gentle with them after, though. Right, so you can see now. Hi everybody. My name's Jeffrey. Right, Jeffrey needs a nose, and I think his nose is going to go on there, but I need to do this nosy bit in embroidery thread, and this needle that I've got, because I'm nearly finished, I've nearly had enough now, this embroidery thread only just go, no, that's blue, isn't it? That's blue. Where's my black? This is black, full of fluffy bits. But the black, oh, it takes me ages to thread it as well. So what they did for the nose, just keep going over and over and over and over and over again. Whatever I'm saying. So it's not easy because obviously it's in a few different strands. Oh man. Hooray! Right, now you want enough thread so you don't go all wrong. Right, I'm going to just turn my glue gun on. I forgot I left it on. Let's unplug that. I don't want any accidents. Right. So there is rather a lot of fluff. Get rid of my fluff, get rid of my bits. I think we just got to be careful with how we tie them knots because you don't want it too bulky. But he's alright, he's quite cute. It's not the best thing I've made, but you know, what can you do when your boot's like? Right. Let's see how we go on with his embroidered nose. And, you know, I have not done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm guessing his nose needs to go about there. So I'm going to just make it up as I go along, like I do with everything. So the point is that, right, the point is that I've never made one of these before in my life. So I don't know what I'm doing. So don't take tips off me. I'm just enjoying myself, I suppose. But it seemed, you know, it doesn't matter, does it, if it's not perfect. Let's see. See, his nose just don't seem to want to do. Right, but we just go over it and 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 over it. Oh, he is cute, isn't he? He's not that bad, is he? You're not that bad, Jeffrey. I don't actually know why I started filming this, because I think it's going to take me like 2 seconds and then it takes me absolutely ages. Right. So you just got to go over like that. And then you have to do his mouthy bit. So I'm having to go over it a lot of times. But I suppose you just got to deal with it, haven't you? Just got to do it. It's like his nose is upside down. Can I go across like that? To make it a bit more straight on the top. Can I go around that way? Does it matter if it's not up and down? No one cares, do they? Oh, this is better now, it's double. That's better, Claire. Why didn't you think of that the first time? I don't know whether this is alright, but let's hope it is. Oh, that's alright now, and it's going double. What do you think? It's a bit of an odd shaped nose, I've got to say. Let's see. See what you lot think. Oh, what's happened there? I don't know what I'm doing here, you know that. His nose... Is that alright? Is that alright? Is that alright? Right, I've done enough of that nose now, so I'm not doing any more. And I'm just going to make this bit here. It's more like a knot shape. Right, is this going to work? Oh yeah, that's not so bad. Right. Right, so you see what's going on here, don't you? Right. And I think... I don't know whether he... should he have a happy face or a sad face? That's how it turns out, isn't it? So if we go like that, and then like that... I don't know whether to try and give him a happy or a sad face. Well, that's not worked out how I thought it was going to work out. Right, let's just see how it ends up. See how it ends up. Right, let's see. Oh, that's all right. Oh dear. I should have just done him without a happy face, shouldn't I? I should have just not bothered doing him with a happy face. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing any more. And I'm going to tie it off in his nose. Right. Right, what do you think? Right, I'm tying it off. Tell me what you think, because this is all I'm doing now. That's your lot. And he's like smirking. What do you think? What do you think? How is he, little Jeffrey? Are you going to make one of those, Olivia? If you're watching this. Oh, I quite like little Jeffrey. Right, good evening from me. I'm going to watch some telly. So, little, whatever she's called, she's got a little friend now. Right, see ya. See ya. See you tomorrow live, 12:30, breastfeeding. Bye.